And welcome, everybody. Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you today, Veronica?
I'm good, Debbie.
That's good. Well, everybody, we have a good show for you tonight. The exciting family of Elizabeth Cotten.
Yes, and so we do have the whole family with us tonight, and we're going to chat a little bit about Elizabeth Cotten. And Elizabeth Cotten was one of our 2019 inductees here at the North Carolina Music Hall of Fame. And if you remember, whenever we had the induction ceremony last year, the family was actually here and did a wonderful tribute to her. So if you want to check out that video, you can actually go to YouTube now and watch it. But it was so special what they did for her. It was a nice tribute. And I also want to make everybody aware that I'm actually right here at Elizabeth Cotten's exhibit here at the North Carolina Music Hall of Fame Museum. And we are located here in Kannapolis, North Carolina. And I hear that we should be opening very, very soon. So if you guys want to come down and visit, keep a watch on our website and our Facebook page as to how you can visit our museum, of course, with new restrictions in place. So, Debbie,
remember, it's free. Admission is free.
Yes.
Into the museum.
Yes, free is always good. And how many times do you get to come to an amazing attraction like this and see all these exhibits that are all around me here? Such legendary artists, and it's free. We do take donations though. And by the way, we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. And our mission is to commemorate, honor, and preserve all types of singers, songwriters, musicians, producers, executives, anybody in the music industry that is from North Carolina. So if you guys can donate, that would be a wonderful thing to do, especially right now. A lot of nonprofit organizations are needing extra donations, as are we. So click that donation button. We have a link for that down in the description box below. So make sure you send us a little something. That always helps.
And we thank you in advance for that.
We do thank you in advance for that. Yeah.
Yeah. We can't forget to say thank you.
Yes. Right. And let's see, I think we already got a lot of folks online watching.
Okay, wonderful.
We've got Lindsay, Living Healthy Hartman. She says she's looking forward to hearing more about Elizabeth Cotten tonight. I am too. And you're going to be in for a big treat tonight. You're going to love this family. You're going to love the stories.
Yes, and I am too, because the night of the induction, with everything going on, you miss some things. You're gonna miss a couple of highlights.
Yeah, so we get the full scoop tonight, and this is exclusively for you guys on Facebook and YouTube, where we are streaming live. If you have any questions or any comments about Elizabeth Cotten and the family, go ahead and write them in the comments below, and we will get them here and shoot them over to the family, and we'll try to answer as many as possible tonight.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very good. And stay tuned. Mark us on your calendar weekly. This show is weekly. And next week, our guests will be Charles Whitfield, his brother, Fred Whitfield, and special guests in honoring Charles Whitfield will be the one, the only, and the 2017 inductee, Mr. Anthony Hamilton.
Yay.
So join us next week. That's going to be a fantastic show. Again, at 7 p.m. So mark it. Put it on your calendar. We want to
be here. Got to be here. All right, so I think we're going to start tonight with Elizabeth Cotten. We're going to listen to one of the most famous songs that she did, and it's called Freight Train.
I like that one.
Freight train, run so fast. Freight train, run so fast. Please don't tell what train I'm on. They won't know what route I'm gone. When I am dead and in my grave, no more good time ere I crave. Place the stone at my head and feet. Tell them all that I'm gone to sleep. When I die, Lord, bury me deep, way down on.
There you go, Freight Train, her most famous hit that she did. And we have John Evans Jr. with us tonight and his sons, Jared, Jordan, and John III.
Hi, guys. It's good to see you all again. Very nice.
It's so good to see you guys.
Welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, yeah.
So I noticed when you were backstage listening to Freight Train, John, you were just kind of taking it all in. How does it feel when you hear these songs over and over? I know it probably doesn't get old to you.
No, it is always a remembrance for me of something, and it's amazing that it can change, Veronica. You know, some days I listen to it and it makes me kind of nostalgic, and like just now, it just felt like I wanted to just do like I did when I was a kid. You know, I sit on the side of her bed with her while she played that, and put my head in her lap and just, you know, she just played. And then I couldn't go to school that day because I was up with Granny till 4 o'clock in the morning.
Hanging out playing hooky.
But it's great. It's a great song.
Yeah.
It is. It's one of my favorites by her. That and Mary.
Mm-hmm.
That's, I believe, a neighbor who told a lie on. Yes, I like that song.
Yeah, the name of that song is "Oh Baby, It Ain't No Lie."
Oh, yes. I think the neighbor's name was Mary.
Probably, yes.
I think so. Yes. Okay, I like that song too.
Yeah, she has some great songs that people don't really know about. She had a song called Johnson and Willie, and they were like cousins. Like their mothers were first cousins, and then that makes them second cousins. You know? But they used to hang out together, you know, and everything. And one day, they got real sad about a girl at a dance. Sounds like today, doesn't it? So Willie said, "I'm gonna kill you." And, he said, the song says, "If you come to my father's house, you better be ready to take my life." You know, by the tree waiting for him. And when Willie came up, he just pumped it full of lead. Shut up at the time. And his mother was in the kitchen, which faced the front yard, and it paralyzed her. She was on a dishcloth in her hand, and she was wringing it. And hours later, she could not put her hands loose, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And Granny wrote the song after everybody died. She said she wanted to have this song. About John, you know, he was a bad man.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But all these songs of hers, a lot of them she wrote between the ages of 12 and 16.
Mm-hmm.
So she's a songwriter. I mean, for a girl with a third grade education, she really, really used all of her talent. Yeah. She loved music so much.
I love that story, Dad. That's a really good story.
Thank you, baby. You got one for me?
I might have one.
How old was she when she passed?
87. The story goes.
That is the official.
The official age. Yeah.
No, the official
87.
age is 87. Isn't it 90 something, 91?
91 or 90. She passed away in 87.
Right.
Yeah. But how old she was, I mean.
Well, the family says, like my mother and all of the grandchildren direct, and his daughter, Millie Cotten, told us that her mother was over 100 years old. But she kept lowering her age. Every year she picked 10 years old.
I mean, I have a census record from the year 19. And it says she was born like 1893.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 1893.
Yeah. And she was 7 in the year 1900.
Wow.
In Carborough, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Wasn't no Carborough then.
There wasn't a
Chapel Hill.
Carborough then.
Chapel Hill.
Yep.
Chapel Hill.
Yeah.
In all her life, she never said a word about Carborough. It didn't exist when she was growing up. It just wasn't there. So she every concert, right? I think I shared this with you David before, but every concert, she start out, she strum a little bit, and she say, "Hi, children. My name is Elizabeth Cotten from
Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
North Carolina."
Oh, okay.
Every concert,
Yeah.
so that was her home. That's where she was raised. She owned like 3 or 4 houses. She and her husband, my grandpa Frank, he was very astute as far as buying property and having businesses. The grandpa had he was a master mechanic, so he had 2 shops in Chapel Hill. He had one in Washington D.C. and one in Yonkers, New York.
Nice.
He was entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And he used to sing a song. I won't sing it, but I'll tell you what it is. Maybe I can do it. It goes like this. Lord, give me a girl with hair like horse's mane. Don't want no girl with hair like beauty rain. Beauty rain. And he had beautiful hair. It was so long. There's a picture of her on the cover of a Syracuse book, local magazine for Syracuse, and she had her 2 braids in the front. And I swear she looks just like an old Cherokee woman. Yeah. So she really loved music, and she and my husband play together. That's what people did. And I'm glad my sons are doing that with each other.
People kind of asked us questions online.
Yeah, okay, what you got? Go ahead. Y'all can ask something.
Chris Phillips wants to know.
Marty, we can't let that out the gate yet. Marty, fall back. That's for the documentary. Marty.
Okay, this is Marty.
So yeah, to Chris Phillips, I'm Jordan Evans, and me and my brother Jared, we both play the guitar. But the story about our granny, at a young age, she would take her older brother's banjo, and I guess he showed her like her first few chords. But she always played, as you mentioned, taking a right-handed guitar, flipping it to a left-handed, but without restringing it to standard. So yeah, your high E string is actually at the top, as opposed to on the bottom where it normally is.
The guitar heads out here.
So yeah, she would kind of like think like sneak and take her brother's banjo, and then she worked and saved up like $12 and bought her own guitar, and then
I think it was less. It was more or less than the dollar amount. But
Yeah.
her first guitar's name was Stella. She bought it like a Woolworth in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, like downtown Chapel Hill.
Let me help you guys a little bit, guys. Hold on. I'm back on, but I had to turn it around again. My computer just fell down again. I'm sorry. But this is the she bought her first guitar. She was about 8, 9 years old when she started to get it. But Jordan's absolutely right. She used to sneak under, from school before Bill got home from work. She'd lay under his bed with the banjo, and all she had to do was run the strings up and down. You know how kids do. And she was turning those screws, and inadvertently she popped a string. She pushed it back under the bed and go outside and play. So, brother sat down to play. He tell Grandma, they call her Aunt Lou, but he tell Louisa Neville, his mother, Ma, she's done it again. That little girl and broke another string. And because she was the baby, she got away with a lot of stuff. And her brother loved her so much. So Aunt Lou said, well, why don't you teach her how to play? He said, Ma can't teach her how to play. She plays backwards. I don't know how to do that. She's left-handed. I don't understand what she's doing, but she'll be playing soon because she really wants to play. So she dropped out of school at age 3. She went to a store called McDade. What's the main street in Chapel Hill where the university kids hang out?
West Franklin.
Franklin, yes, thank you, Jordan. And it was on West Franklin Street. And she went down there with her mother, and McDade had a guitar that his wife was playing, and it wasn't Stella. That's right, John, you're absolutely right. So it was a Stella, and she continued to call it that. She went to work for a lady making 75 cents a month. 75 cents a month. And
that was month, John. Did you say 75 cents?
Yes, ma'am. I did that. That's slave wages. So at any rate, she wanted the guitar so bad. She go around, Chapel Hill asking people if they need somebody to work for them. And one lady said, I'll hire you. She said, I'll hire you for 75 cents a month. What can you do? She said, I can get kindling. No, she's dropped out of 3rd grade. I can get you kindling. I can start your pots. I can cook for you. I can raise your children. Her kids were like 4 or 5. I'll help you with your children. Lady said, oh, that's great. I'll give you 75 cents a month. She was so happy. She told her mother, she said, Mom, I'm going to give you 50 cents every month. 1/4 for the household, and the other one goes toward my guitar. And that's the story how she got Stella, But the lady, after about 6 months,
Hey, Dad.
we were raised.
Dad, Faja. Can you turn just do what you were about doing in the first place so we can hear you better?
Yeah.
Because we can't see you already. So just turn around.
Okay, you can hear me either?
So we can hear you.
Yeah, just get closer to your microphone.
Okay.
That's better.
All right.
Yeah. You're coming in a little muffled. Yeah.
Wait.
I'm sorry.
Microphone.
Okay, so that's 1, 2.
Over there?
Anybody can?
Yeah, just speak up a little bit louder and maybe turn it around towards.
Okay, I did. Yeah, I had to turn around because it keeps falling.
Okay,
I didn't want to break my screen. But at any rate, after 6 months, the lady said, Elizabeth, I'm going to give you a raise. And Granny was smiling. She said, oh, thank you, ma'am. She said, I'm going to give you another $1/4 a month. You'll make $1 a month because you work so well. Now, what grown woman would pay a girl $1 a month to do all those things? So She really wanted that guitar, and she got it. She finally got it. So
I think, but I think it's really important that we understand, like the little girl who wrote Freight Train at 12 years old. For somebody to write a song like Freight Train at 12, like how hard are things for you at that moment? Like you're talking about a train to take you away from your current, which is what we all do. We all, try to escape from our problems. And at 12 years old, to write such a prolific song.
She was.
Like
I've
been
listening
to the house on
music. Even the story that she wrote about the lady that told a lie on her to be
Miss Mary.
so young, she had the gift to express herself on paper. That was way ahead of her time.
Yeah.
Very much so. Yeah.
She was way ahead of her time. I think, especially in that time period growing up, it might have been like a children are meant to be seen and not heard.
Absolutely. Yeah. Sure. So to be able to put that on paper,
yeah,
that's phenomenal.
Yeah. The fact that she waited until a lot of the people who she talked about in her songs were dead to give them proper respect.
Yeah,
that was respect on her part. Like I'm not going to talk. They respected these people, which is another great part of being from the South. Like the respect and the admiration that we have for older people, because without them, like there is no us. So she paid her respect, and then Miss Mary got her due.
Sure did. Yes.
Sure did. Hey.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, you remember the story? Well, how she
Veronica, do we have that song?
We don't have that one, but I have a couple of others that we can play.
Okay, what do you got?
We got Shake Sugary.
Okay. Now, Shake Sugary, my sister's the singer, if you have the original recording.
Yes, we do.
Brenda.
Brenda, yep.
All right, let's listen to that one right quick.
Thank you. Lord me, did not shake sugary. I think it was written when she was a child. No, we helped her with this song, and we called our bedroom the ward where the kids slept. So Granny's bed was in there with us. So she said, I had this tune in my head, but I can't get the word. So we each had a verse that we gave her, and she ended up writing Shake Sugary.
It's a beautiful song. I love my Brenda's voice as like who has the genius to like put their 10-year-old great granddaughter on the song. Like it's just beautiful.
Was there a particular reason why Brenda was chosen to do that one?
She had a great voice. It fit. Granny
that was it.
No other voice would make it. I mean,
yeah. I know Brenda's voice did make it.
Yeah.
Brenda. Yep. After that, after the recording, she went to Newport with Granny to the Newport Folk Festival. And, she performed with Richie Havens. Brenda sang. What's the guy who was Sonny and Cher's music director, Jim Webb. She performed with Jim Webb. And all this was because of her singing as Granny.
Yeah. No, that's genius. I mean, her voice on there is perfect. You can't the innocence of it, and with the song when she says, "I'm going to heaven and I ain't gonna oh Lord be," you get it. It's like
Yeah.
a song for a little girl to sing.
So, was there anyone else in the family that took on any kind of musical talent? Her children, or even her parents? Do you know any stories about her parents?
Aunt Lou didn't play an instrument, and her dad passed away early in her life. But her brothers all played. Her sister played the piano and organ, and everybody in the house was musical. In her house growing up, there was always music. She used to tell me always. So she brought that to us. You know, my mother was pretty much a concert pianist. She by the time when my mother passed away, she had 10 churches. She was playing. She was a choir director for 10 different churches and didn't attend either none of them. She, you know, Mary Evans, Mary Ellis Evans. So then who else? Johnny used to sing.
Yeah. That might be Johnny.
Granny, when Granny was older, you know, when her voice was like it was the first freight train you played. Those the recordings that were made when she was older don't do her voice justice because you know when you're 90-some, 100 years old, your voice is not all it could be. You know, so we like to listen to her sing Freight Train on her first album.
Right. We have a photo here of Elizabeth, and I believe that's Brenda there.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
that's girl.
Yeah.
Is that you, John? Or
That's
there?
me.
Yeah, I can see.
Dad.
Yeah, and Brenda's sitting right beside me.
In the checkered sleeve.
Yes.
Okay.
And she has a barrette in the side of her hair.
Yes, she does.
And Granny used to tell Brenda, "Your hair creeps." Brenda could plait it, you know, and put it. And Granny would put a what do you call it?
Bobby pin.
No, they'd be pretty, you know, like the clip you got in her hair right there.
Mm-hmm.
And by about an hour later, Brenda's hair has creeped out of that stuff.
A creep.
You call my sister no creep.
No, the hair will creep out. That's funny.
That's right, would just come out. And then the other two girls are Linda and Wendy Colbert, who are our first cousins.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Peanut Not Sue. That's Peanut Not Sue. Rest in peace, Peanut Not Sue. Yeah. What a beautiful picture.
Now, you know that picture, Veronica? It's from the liner notes for her first album.
Yes.
And it's interesting, when the album came out, it was Elizabeth Cotten, and it was
He loves this lady.
Freight Train and other Negro songs, North Carolina, something like that, you know. And they changed it later, you know, and took the Negro out and just left it North Carolina, you know. But back in the day, you know, that's how it was. You know.
Right.
But everybody loved it. I went to so many concerts with her, and you know, the audiences by and large were most Caucasian people, and sometimes the family would be the only blacks in the audience, and the place was packed out. I mean, Granny sold out where she went. So you know, it's interesting that our people do not support that type of music. You know, they thought it was beneath them. You know, folk music. But
it speaks to. I mean, it speaks to everyone. You know, like if like her music is still speaking today. like a song like Freight Train or a song like Oh Baby Ain't No Lie or going down the road feeling bad.
Yeah.
You know, I walk. You know, so it's like going down the road feeling bad. You know, like it just resonates. It's the human experience type of just the music and the words. It's not so inundated. You know what I'm saying? It's like really fresh, especially these days. Like
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I think we lost one.
Yeah.
It left. What happened, guys?
I don't know where they went.
They can come back in.
Yeah,
Get back out and
like remind you that as soon as I picked it up, it went right back to you guys. So
Yeah.
well,
you know, Debbie and Veronica,
yes.
growing up with Libba Cotten was not like growing up with a celebrity. You know, and most artists are that way at home. You made it back. Woo!
We did it.
All right, way you go, guys.
So when I see the photo of her sitting on the sofa, you know, with all the kids around her and playing guitar, it's kind of a comforting feeling. Is that what you remember growing up, John? That she would just comfort you guys whenever you were at her house, maybe, or you know, something just popped up and she'd start singing a song about it. What was it like listening to her music in the home?
Well, we lived with her. She raised us. She raised my mother, and then she raised Brenda and I, and Brenda's son, Money, Derek Fennell. She helped raise him too.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So every day, the sitting on the sofa was not really where we would listen to her. It was more in the bedroom because she liked to play at night, you know, when the house was quiet.
Mm-hmm.
She'd lullaby us to sleep. You know, she wouldn't play anything harsh or nothing like that. She didn't have any tunes like that. One of my favorite tunes is called Spanish Flang Dang. And she used to hit a note in that song on the what's the is it an E during the bottom of the guitar?
bow, 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 bow.
She hit it and it would sound like a bell. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Yeah, she hit that note, you know, with her finger and go bing, just like a bell. But we listened to her all the time, you know. She didn't walk around with a guitar in her hand all the time. I mean, she worked every day. She was still cleaning houses while she was performing.
Oh, wow.
What did you just say?
I said when she first started performing and stuff, she was still cleaning people's houses.
Wow.
Wow.
So I want to share this with you, how she met John Kennedy. Senator Kennedy at the time.
JFK?
No, KFC.
KFC.
Don't mess with me, boy. His roommate in college, and who really became part of his family, his name was Tim Reardon, and they were all from up around Boston, you know. So Tim, she worked with Tim and his wife, Mr. and Mrs. Reardon. And I love them because their son is like 2 years older than me. So I got all his hand-me-downs. So I was dressing really cool. So, but anyway, they said, Elizabeth, Tim's friend is coming for dinner. We want you to serve a buffet. And could you play him a couple of tunes? Again, the people ain't scared to ask you nothing. So she played for them And that's how she met John Kennedy through Tim City, who was his roommate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, man. Dude, like every once in a while, my dad would just like, I will never know enough about this man. Like the stories that you're talking about, like it's new to me too. So like,
Yeah.
new to my little brother here.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Big brother there.
Yeah, we went and visited. You mentioned our cousin Derek, our cousin Money. He has a lot of the things from her estate, just like hard copy things.
Mm-hmm.
And a few years ago, me and my brother John went and visited him, and he just started bringing out pictures I never seen and banjos I never seen. She had like the key to like Iowa, like Des Moines, Iowa. It's like, who has Des Moines, Iowa? What are you doing? She had a happy birthday letter in there from Nancy and Ronald Reagan. Just like, who is that lady? Like, just like, yeah, it's such a rich history just with her, and her life is really, really crazy that we're still learning. Probably for the rest of our lives, we're going to learn new stuff about her.
We can't know everything. She's a national treasure.
She absolutely is.
I'm sure you will be. Yeah.
Yeah, she was indeed included by the government as a national treasure. They called her a living legend at that time.
Yeah.
So
She is.
yes,
Definitely.
yes.
Now, the Reagan letter is crazy. It's like happy birthday from Ronald Reagan. The key, that's like facts. Like it's like what? What is this?
Crazy, man. Crazy.
Yeah.
But, you know,
How did she take to all this fame? And we kind of have a follow-up question to that here. Chris Phillips said, did Elizabeth enjoy traveling and playing music, or was she happier to be at home more?
One of y'all want to take that ball? I'll back you up on it.
That's all on you.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
Okay. She enjoyed traveling and playing music, and she was happy at home. So, you know, it's a catch-22 because she didn't. Granny never acted like she was famous. I mean, it would be 8,000 people in a college setting, and they'd be hollering, singing, and clapping, and then when she started playing or talking, the room would just go silent. You know, I mean, you could hear a mosquito in the back of the room while you're on stage. It was that quiet, and she would command respect because she was respectful and very humble. You know, she never said, "I'm Elizabeth Cotten." No, never.
They know what's happening. No, she didn't. No, that's. I think that's a true statement. Like she. I mean, like even you can see it in the recordings and like the video recordings versus the live music. Everywhere she went, she always had the audience singing along. Mm-hmm. I think that's what her. Like, that's what she liked about it. It's like inviting these people into my experience every time. Like people just fall for it, hook, line, and sinker. It's like you're just singing along to Freight Train, and you don't know the words. She teaches you the words. Her videos with like children, when she was going around to elementary schools. There's some footage of that on YouTube, and it's just amazing. Like she's teaching these children how to sing Freight Train. It's just like, where are they now? I'm sure these children are like, I think Joe Biden was one of them. Was Joe Biden? One of them grew up to be Usher Raymond. But now her music really spans 5 generations, you know, and it's a privilege, man. It really is to hear these stories.
It's great. Yeah. You know, Jared's my oldest son in the middle. Jared is the only one of the 3 that really got to be around her. And I think if John was born a year before she passed, and Jared was about 5, she would come to our house all the time when she came to DC. She stayed with Blanche and Jared, and John was a baby. So Jordan wasn't around yet, but he came a little bit later. but Jared actually knew her. And there's a picture of her and Jared at our home. I wish I could find it. I've been telling this place I'm looking for Veronica. I can't find anything.
Well, this next question by Michelle Barnett. This entire family is very gifted. Don't let them fool anyone. Bring me to my question. You guys,
But they got
you're gone again. But do you perform around the North Carolina area?
the only performance we've ever done was for Veronica, and that was at the induction.
Okay, so
And
you
I was,
did perform that night, yeah, and that was very, very good.
thank you. So we've been thinking about doing some things together, but it's hard. So the boys are kind of cool with John and Jordan used to one time Jordan came out of high school, they started doing maybe a little bit before that doing
Rap stylings in the style of Duke Ellington. But we're not here to talk. We're not here to talk. No, yes, Michelle Barnett. We love you very much, and yes, I think the music was passed down. Like,
now Jared's a virtuoso guitarist now.
yeah, he might be the one. I think,
He's
yeah.
the one. And Jordan plays left-handed like her.
They're both the one. So that's
Well,
And neither one of you played with other groups. None of you played solo or with. That's interesting.
yeah. Well,
Okay.
I was in a band with my uncle Larry, so I played bass with him. He played organ, I played bass.
Okay.
We had a 5-man rhythm section. We did top 40. So wherever we went, wherever it was, we'd do top 40 music. So every now and then we sneak something in there. Like do your funky thing.
all right. So this group, Larry Ellis and the Black Hammer,
Yeah.
makes the song "Funky Thing."
Michelle Barnett, I'm trying my best to get them to perform. I'm working on it. I see some talent here.
Really, that's hilarious.
I'm trying.
Oh, me. You gotta try harder, Debbie. You gotta try harder. Oh, he got his guitar out. Look out. Jared picked it up. Where's yours, Jordan?
I don't know. I mean, what can I do?
Can we
You
do
can do whatever you want.
I mean, you play Freight Train at the outset. I can
play us out?
I mean, you
All
play Freight Train at the start, but I can play it again.
Freight Train never gets old, though.
No, it doesn't. So, guys, we got to help him out. We got to sing with him.
I don't know how that works. What is it? Want to get one?
I'm straight.
Bro.
I'm straight, bro.
You
Train, freight train, run so fast. Freight train, run.
Train, I know they won't know I'm gone.
There you go.
I die, Lord, bury me deep, way down on old Chestnut Street. With my head and feet, telling all that I've gone to sleep. Come on, y'all. Come on, Veronica.
Freight train, run so fast.
Freight train, run so fast. Please don't tell what they don't know. They won't know round. When I die, Lord, bury me deep
Yeah.
way down,
Oh, Chestnut Street.
so I can hear old number 9. She
Take it, Jared.
freight train, run so fast. Freight train, run so fast. Please don't tell train I'm on.
They won't know.
All right, go ahead.
All right. All right. Who was that? Michelle Barnett. There you go. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate all of you. So thank you very much. Great job, JK.
That was great.
Yeah.
That's
Thank
very
you.
nice.
Thank you very much.
Great.
That was great.
Somebody says, who's Mr. Phillips? Chris Phillips again? Were there any big heartbreaks that influenced her music?
Yes, Miss Mary told a lie on her.
Ah,
Can we play that song?
it ain't little beat granny. Oh, she
Baby,
had,
they want it. Yeah.
oh baby ain't no lie, boy. And Miss Mary, she played it for her. She stood on the porch and played that song. And Miss Mary said, "Little sis, that's the most beautiful song I ever heard. I love that song." And Granny wanted to say, "Miss Mary's about you." But she wouldn't dare do that. She would have got torn up. Oh, thank you, Gene. Thank you very much, Gene. Dave, we appreciate you, man. Thank you very much.
Oh, there goes. Let's see, Travis. Good to have you tuned in this evening, Mr. Travis.
Let's see. None of the most notable differences noted by Miss Elizabeth after making. There were none. The biggest difference was she bought houses for her grandchildren and her daughter. But she didn't, she was not affected by making anything. You know, like I said earlier, she was a very humble person. She was really, really humble. And, she didn't flaunt it. She's just a lady, all the time. So thank you very much for the question, Kevin.
I think given when her career took off in her life, like she'd already become who she was going to be. There was no way anything would really change her as far as fame. She was Elizabeth Cotten before she became on stage Elizabeth Cotten. So being famous, probably just another wrinkle in life for her. It wasn't a changing event. To play your music in front of people doesn't necessarily have to change it.
Right.
Unless people allow it to, unless they want it to. So I don't know. I don't think knowing what I know about her, knowing about, at what point in her life her career started, there wasn't going to be a change. There was no way to change it.
Right.
Right.
That's good insight, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Travis, she didn't start playing professionally until she was around 70. So her professional career started at 70 years old. So like Jared said, she knew who she was and she knew where she was going. Once she went up to Swarthmore College and those kids almost ate her up after the show, so she knew exactly where she was going. Thanks, Jared.
And she won a Grammy in her 90s, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, she won a Grammy the year John was born, actually.
Mm-hmm.
What year was that, Veronica? Do you have that? Do you see that? I think it was 87.
Okay.
I
Beautiful.
don't have the year on it.
I think it was 1987,
Okay.
and she that dress she has on in that picture is emerald green. You know, and she said, "I'm going to Hollywood. I got to look the part." So she really looked the part.
Ah, that is so sweet.
Yeah, you know. Now the next year, the girl that wrote Tracy Chapman won the next year in the same folk genre, a live performance. The Grammys have become such a politicized thing. It wasn't like it was in the old days when they just rewarded your music and your life, whatever. Now it's how popular you are. You know, it's not about virtuosity necessarily.
Hmm. Yes.
Yeah, so everything's like that now. You know, it's more who are you, not oh you're so and so. Okay, we'll give you a Grammy because you're so and so.
Hmm.
You know, so I hope everybody that's listening to the chat will please either listen to our music on YouTube, or if you want to get the real effect, buy the album, the first album. You won't regret buying it. Or and like I said before, all the songs are available on YouTube. So either way,
Right.
keep listening to her, man. She's a fantastic lady.
That's true. Half the stories you guys are sharing tonight, she tells her own words. Just search on YouTube. You can spend all day watching her. She's amazing. She's a cut up as far as like the way she deals with the crowd. She's good. I definitely suggest, like my dad said, search her on YouTube. So much stuff there just to watch. You ain't gonna pay nothing. Just a little bit of time.
Yeah, that's another thing I was going to ask about. She was always so funny on stage. Was that her personality at home as well?
Yes,
Yeah.
A
yeah,
very dry sense of humor. I
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
She was quick witted, and it's hard to believe she only had a third grade education. Granny went to Russia and China and played. She went to Australia. Um, she went to Europe, to England once. She didn't like England because the lady stole her song, tried to steal it, was from England, so she didn't like England. So,
That's a crazy story.
yeah,
And John, she was 70. So
70.
all of this happened from 70 on.
Yes, yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah. And, Mike Seeger, I'd be remiss if I didn't give him credit because Mike is the one, she called him her son that she never had. Mike, the last time we saw Mike, or one of the last times, remember Jordan, John, he came to the house on Hanging Ivy and
Yeah,
brought the Martin guitars down for you guys. So,
yeah. Uncle Mike.
yeah, good guy. Mike was a good guy. And she treated him like a son, and he treated her like a mother. I mean, they were tight.
Very nice.
Yes, and it's interesting, everywhere she went, like people try to carry her bags or something. She said, "No, I got it. No, uh, I got a funny story for you. Now, this 70-year-old woman, she was beautiful at 70. Let me tell you something. She didn't look a day over 51. So anyway, Granny, when men help ladies, they always grab me at this part of the arm, right? Let me help you, ma'am. And they grab you right here. So Granny said, I'm not letting no men grab me there. I said, why? Because they just want to see how firm you are. I said, okay. Because, that's the kind of stuff she do. There's a great interview that she did with a lady. I think it was in Denver, John Jared. It was in Denver, I think, with Laura somebody. And Granny was telling her about her playing freight train and how she learned how to play. So after that, Granny said, I'm self-taught. Nobody could teach me. nobody could show me because I was left-handed. Nobody else played left-handed. So after that, the lady says, she looks at Granny and says, "So who taught you how to play?" And you could see Granny's face just change. A subtle change, but a change nonetheless. And Granny said, "I told you."
She doesn't seem like she played any games.
Miss Lady, I told you, no one
Lady.
could teach me how to play. So that's just great stuff to know. You know, she like you said, Debbie, she had a dry wit. You know, but I tell you what, that left-handed lady, she this is much she loved us. If we did something wrong, boy, that left hand would, boy.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I did it a couple of times. Just two, because I'm smart. Two was
Sure.
I feel like that was probably a question she had to deal with a lot. Like, who taught you how to play? She addressed it in one of the videos I seen on YouTube when she's like, before anyone asked her, she starts out the video, I'm going to play my songs. No one taught me how to play these songs. These are my statement.
Yeah.
You don't make a statement like that to start a show unless it's kind of been asked a bunch and it's gotten annoying. She's like, my songs. No one taught me these songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote these songs, lady.
Yeah.
These ain't nobody else's songs.
She never played anybody else's music. And you know, I might have told you, Veronica, Mississippi John Hurt lived up the street from us. He and his wife lived right around the corner from us. And he and Granny would tour together sometimes. Mississippi had a song called, and a lot of the English rock bands got their names from songs sang about people like Granny, Mississippi John Hurt, Ledbetter, you know, all these people. They take a lyric and make it their name. The Rolling Stones. The one that Mississippi John did was A Loving Spoonful. He had a song called I Want a Loving Spoonful.
Yeah.
And it for you know, to get it played on the radio, he say at the end of the song, he say, "But that good old Maxwell House." That song ain't had nothing to do with no coffee. I saw Mississippi John Hurt. He was about, Granny was 70, he was about 75, 78. You know, the spoon he had was quite different than a coffee spoon. You know, he had him a loving spoonful. And that's where that group got their name.
Yeah.
You know, so English people really, really appreciate folk music and the blues, jazz. They appreciate the virtuosity. They appreciate what it takes to go into it. You know, not just playing it, but how you get there. Think about Coltrane, you know, moving just a little to a different genre, but you know, think about that guy. And he did the variations on what's the song? They sing around Christmas time. My Favorite Things from the Von Trapp family.
Yeah.
But he did some variations on that thing, man. Oh Lord! And sometimes Granny would do that with her song. She'd be playing. One time I thought she was asleep on stage. She played for 25 minutes, but she played like 3 different songs. But she played for 25 minutes straight.
Wow.
And the audience was really mesmerized by that.
Amazing.
Yeah. She went to a world, Debbie. She went there. You know, that's what musicians do sometimes.
Sure. Beautiful.
And I've seen my sons do it too. I'm proud of the boys. They're really, really musical, and more than that, they're interested in keeping Granny's legacy going. You know.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that my sons appreciate their great grandmother's music. And
that's very important. It's very important.
Really. So we're thankful for that. And you know, you guys, when she was inducted, she would have loved to be there for that. because, like I said at the beginning, she was just a little girl from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Yeah, let's try to honor her with respect.
Yes.
Oh, but
Veronica, is there a way that we could spotlight her picture back behind you?
Um, yeah. This one right here.
mhm.
Let's see. I have, let's see. I have one similar. It's not the exact same photo.
Yeah. That's at a folk festival somewhere.
Yeah.
That's that banjo that you all have, I think.
Yes, that looks like what we have in the
Yeah,
museum.
yeah. We're glad to be able to give you guys that.
Now this is a younger photo of her.
Yes, yes.
She's a
Now,
beautiful lady.
Jared, John.
Is that Uncle Larry back there?
No, that's John. That's is that Larry? Yeah, that's Larry.
That's, yeah, that's Uncle Larry.
That's my uncle. And you know, Granny. No, so 1960, she was 70 something, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, so she was playing late in life, but she was beautiful. Look at her at 70.
She's a beautiful lady.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you know, she was on Mike Douglas' show, and the young people out there don't know who Mike Douglas was, but
I do.
thank you,
I do.
thank you, youngster, for hanging in there. Well, she took, you know, they took a still picture of her while she was playing, and that picture ended up in the Library of Congress,
Mm.
and uh, Mike Douglas said, these are the most beautiful hands I've ever seen." And Granny was like, "These, you know, these." She never wore like fingernail polish. You know, she would buff her nails, but she wouldn't wear polish. She never wore lipstick. I never seen her with any makeup on her face ever. You know, so she was something else. She would get her hair done, you know, but as far as makeup and dolling up for show, she never did that. But she wore beautiful shawls, scarves, you know, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But she would not, you know, she thought it was anti-Christian to
She
wear
let natural beauty shine.
that too. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now today I have two granddaughters. Jared's daughter is Juliana. She just turned how old, Jared? Uh,
You got it.
how old is Julie? 13?
Julie
14 yesterday.
yeah, it was 14.
14? Yay, Juliana!
Oh,
And John's baby, Ella, is 4. So I love my girls, you know, because we only had 3 sons, but they've given us more my wife than me.
Why you say it like that? Why he say we only had 3 sons?
No, because we didn't have any daughters, and I didn't want any. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. But I love your daughters, guys. John, why don't you tell
No, that's not. No, it's all good.
about
Uh,
Ella's people?
I love your stories, Dad, and like the rich history of our family. Like, you know, some of these. I don't want people to think that these are stories we grew up hearing every night. Some of the stuff I'm hearing for the first time tonight.
wow.
Because imagine growing up with
But there's
that
so many.
granny, like that's your everyday life. So it's always a super blessing, like to be able to get together with all my brothers and my dad. It's like it's beautiful. It's like granny's like it's full circle. It's like full circle. This is all she's about: family, love.
She left you guys a beautiful legacy.
Legacy, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I think about her every day. I don't have a day that I don't think about her. By her raising you, it gives you a whole different insight because your parents. My mother was young. She had me with my mother and father. Uh, she was 18. My mother when I was born, and it was a very difficult pregnancy. So Granny kind of, I guess she felt sorry for me. You know, I was born in May and she had been born in August. So that was a 3 month preemie. In 1951, that was something to make it easy. So my dad was in the army, so I was born at Walter Reed. I think that helped too. But a lot of prayers and stuff from my family and others, uh, I think also had a great impact. But Granny was, you know, she was just so cool about everything. So my mother would, if I told Mom, something happened and well, I got a girlfriend, I don't know what it was, and she'd go crazy. But I tell Granny, she said, well, baby, you know, just sit down, honey. And she talked to me about it, you know. And that's the difference in a young parent and an older person in your life. All of you, if you have a mom and dad, folks, if you have a mom and dad, don't, if you can, if it's possible at all, your children will love them and they will love your children. And
Definitely.
older
I'm
people need young.
grandma's baby too. Yeah. I mean, my mother is always there, but I spent a great deal of time with my grandmother.
Yes.
I notice children that have their grandparents around them
Mhm.
are different. And I'm not saying that there's the children that don't are bad children, anything like that. But I just find that they're more patient children. They have a sense of patience about them.
Mhm.
Uh, it's truly a beautiful thing.
A sense of being rooted.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes, yes.
And they allow you to voice your mistake. And
Mhm.
Granny's seen so much in her life until I don't think I could have told her anything to surprise her. You know, so she was always interested. And part of that came out in her audiences when she talked to the audience. Near the end of it, Granny's voice was gone. Her fingers had gotten slow a little bit, just a little bit, but not much. But, the audience loved her stories. Like I think John mentioned that earlier. Didn't you, John?
Oh yeah.
So, they love to hear her talk.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
Is this an adult audience? Yeah, I'll just tell you this story. You got time for a little story, Veronica?
Sure.
Okay, Granny told us this joke when we were kids. Now, you got to remember, our ages, I was 12, Brenda was 10,
You put
my
it
cousin
funky.
Sue was uh, 10, or 11. Sue was 11, and Wendy was the same age as Brenda, 10.
Man.
So that's our age, right? From 12 to 10. And we had a couple of little cousins who came later who were 8 and 9. So, I told you they called the bedroom the ward because there were beds. It was a big room, and there were beds lined up on the walls. So, and Granny was in there with us. And one night she said, "Baby, I want to tell y'all a story." And we all set up, because we love to tell our stories. So she said, there was this girl named Lula, and Lula was out to picking blackbirds. And while she was out there a while, she decided she had to go TT. So the other lady said, what did Lula do? She said, what you think she did? She hiked that bed up and she squatted down beside of a log for TT. She said, well, Ma, what happened? She said, oh, rattlesnake came up and bit her right smack dead in a lot of cooler. She said, well, how is Miss Lula? Oh, Lula's fine, but he killed that snake and scared of the devil. So she tells us things like that, as kids. And we we love those kind of little stories because it gave us a little bit of maturity. We felt we were in the in crowd for her to tell us something. So she was just a storyteller all her life. She told stories. You know.
Beautiful.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Well,
You got any more questions for me, Veronica? Let's see. I want to tell Travis, thank you for, because he said, I meant societal changes relating to racial disparity. Yes,
Yeah.
she felt that. She never, she didn't march with Dr. King or anything like that. You know, she was older at that time, but she did do a couple of concerts, you know, with the NAACP and things like that. And it did affect her life because imagine somebody paying you 75 cents and then $1 a month. That has to affect you somehow. You
Yeah.
know? And then have all that talent and you're relegated to cleaning people's houses. And her daughter Lily had a college degree and was cleaning houses. You know, so imagine those times. That's why today is so important that people understand this is not a new struggle. You know, but everybody has to be mindful of what's going on right now. You know, she
Mhm.
was she was very mindful of this. Yeah. So I think that the music Travis really did, yes. Some of it did show. She did a song called uh, some folks say a preacher won't steal. Well, I caught two in my cornfield. One had a bushel, one had a peck, one had a rosary around his neck. Run, preacher, run, preacher, run, preacher, the people look at you. So that's the way she had to sing it on the record. That's not the way she told it to us. So, you know, it's important to know that she was very aware socially of what was going on in the country. Thank you, Travis, for that question. Now, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump on you or anything. I hope I didn't.
Nah, it was good. That was a good answer to the question.
Yeah.
All right, I think we got to go though, man. So
Yeah.
yeah, Dad, we got to sign off. It's been good talking to everybody about this topic. Like
I want
about
to
Granny. This is
Yes, thank
amazing.
you. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
And,
It's always great talking about her.
Yeah, like just the information and the stories and the wealth of like family that's tied up into it is amazing. It's right here in North Carolina, which is where she's from. So it's like full
I
circle.
can't see you, John. Lean in a little bit. Not that one. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
I have a question.
Thank you, Jared. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you.
Who is Brody and Cooch?
Brody and Sean.
Nope, they're officially branded.
Yeah.
Brody and Jack.
We called that before.
That's me. That's me and John. We're a hip hop group. So yeah, we do hip hop for about 10 years together. We've been a touring group.
Oh, so you are in the big, yeah, okay. So
Yeah, it's him and I. I'm Brody and he's Chach.
Yeah.
okay.
I'll accept Coocher.
Yeah.
Coaching.
Never with that, Debbie. No, Jared also played. No, Jared plays blues and he does really great. Oh man, he's so talented.
Jared's mostly blues. He's mostly a James Brown cover band called Jimmy Black.
he comes out and says, "You."
But no, thank you guys. Like not to make light of anything. Like, thank you.
All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. Okay.
All right.
All right.
All righty. Good
Thank
having
you.
you. Good seeing you again, and look forward to seeing you in the future.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
I'll talk to you later.
All right.
All right.
Jordan,
Yeah.
when you get a chance, can you go to Costco and get me a big bag of gummy bears, please?
No, I can't go to get you no gummy bears. Yeah, I got you. He's a mess. The worst part is y'all think he's playing. He's being for real.
I'm not joking.
That is
You
not
know, I feel like, hey, Jared, before you sign off, Jordan, I feel like Eric Trump. Eric Trump had to say hi to his father at the National Convention. I miss you, Dad. I really miss talking to you. What kind of relationship do you have with your father when you have to do that?
I'm not going there.
Love you, man. Love you guys. Thank
right.
you.
Guys, thank you, Miss
Okay.
Debbie. Thank you, Veronica.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Oh yeah, thank you, y'all. Have a great night.
You
You
too.
too.
All right, man. Talk to you later. So, the people online really are making some good comments. And does Sean know the boys? Yeah, because the boys, that's what they say. The boys will be boys. They used to say that all the time. But they're on YouTube. The boys are on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's Brody and Chax, and they're crazy.
Okay.
So check them out. What they do is they don't do the gangster stuff and none of that. They went back, and their music. John's a writer, so his music is more like Fresh Prince back in those days when people rapped and it was a party. It was like a house party.
Hmm.
But it changed quickly.
That's nice.
So they're really trying to take people back to the party atmosphere, and all that comes from Granny. Everything that we do musically
Yeah.
comes from Elizabeth Cotten. She was just so cool about it that you didn't know she was teaching.
Right.
She never said, "I'm gonna teach you something right now." No, she talked to you about music, and
Right.
I wrote a song for her. She never got a chance to do it. It was called Bill Johnson, and in the song, Bill Johnson had a restaurant where people like to go. They come and joke and sit around. Everybody know. You know, Bill Johnson has an altercation with someone. He said Bill Johnson hit that man and knocked him through the floor. Oh, what a grand time they had.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was that kind of song, and she really wanted to do it, but what happened was, she was always on the road. She didn't record much, but when she was recording, it was out in Cali, so at the time I was in school, uh, I couldn't just pick up and travel.
hmm.
But I really loved her, just the way she did things. I wish you guys could have met her. I wish everybody online could meet Elizabeth Cotten. And her stage name is Libba, Libba, and that's because Mike Seeger's sister Peggy couldn't say, baby sister Penelope couldn't say Elizabeth, so she called her Libba, and it's
Yeah.
stuck. My
Okay.
sister Brenda has a daughter named Libba, so I mean, we all. I was trying to get John to tell you the story about his daughter. His daughter's name is Ella. Well, he named her that, and then when she was 2, Derek gave John the census, and it says little girl Ella. Granny must not like that name.
Yeah.
She gave herself a name when she went to school. She
Right.
said, little sis, what's your name? And Granny stood up and said, my name is Elizabeth. That's my name. She named herself, she taught herself to play, named herself. And none of us knew that Ella was her name. Can you imagine how ecstatic John was after naming his daughter Ella? Because Juliana, uh, her middle name is Elizabeth. So John said, I can't name my daughter Elizabeth because her cousin's name is Juliana Elizabeth. You know,
Mm.
so he named her Ella. Like musical name, Ella Fitzgerald. Those kind of people. So they kept it in the music industry. 2 years hence, he gets the copy of the census that says little girl Ella. We all cried, all of us, to hear that. Because we never knew that before.
Wow.
Hmm.
But thank you guys so much. I appreciate this. Does
Great
anybody have any
story.
questions for?
You have some great
I'm sorry,
stories,
Debbie.
some great
Oh,
memories.
thank you. I need to write some of this down, Veronica. Maybe I'll get with you soon, and
Yeah.
we can write.
Didn't you tell me one time that you were thinking about writing a book?
Yes, I've written a children's book about Granny. I need to find an illustrator.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Oh.
So the first chapter of my book about her life is a children's book. Other people, my sister gave it to somebody and they tried to do it, but they don't know. you could tell the difference in someone who knew her and someone who heard some stuff. She was a great lady. I tell you, I cannot say that enough. If she was mean, I would tell you. Like if she was a fake, or we can't make up how we feel about her, Veronica. Debbie, we can't make this up. The people who went to her concerts, they know how she was. They couldn't make it up. I'm sorry, guys, that I'm not on screen because my tablet's acting crazy. So please forgive me for that. But I got to get some water.
Yeah.
You know to dry out quick. So my wife gets me big bottles of water. I don't think y'all can see it. I got a 1.8 fluid ounces of Dasani. So,
Oh.
hydrated. So
Okay, you said good night.
before we go, is that you guys who are online and who are viewing this, thank you so very much. This podcast is awesome. Veronica and Debbie, thank you all for having our family on and talking about Granny. If anybody has any other questions for us, you can route them through the Music Hall of Fame, the North Carolina Music Hall of Fame.
Sure.
I want to thank all of you for being on. And I really appreciate you folks. Have a good night. Please continue to be safe. Don't think this COVID is done. More people died last week. We had higher death rate one day last week, the highest one since May. So please be careful, folks. That's what she would tell you. Now, children, y'all be careful. All right? Thank you.
We will, John. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for
Thank you.
joining us tonight. And we look forward to seeing you in the near future. You
Yes,
stay
ma'am.
safe.
And I'll get this thing fixed by then.
Oh, great. Very good.
Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, John, for coming on. And the boys for being with us as well. You guys really are a treasure. And we're going to do everything we can to keep telling the story of Elizabeth Cotten. And we look forward to maybe whenever you can get your book finished. We'd love to see it and share it with everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That shouldn't take long to do. I appreciate you guys.
Okay.
Be
Good
safe.
night.
And I think we're going to close out tonight's episode with one of Elizabeth Cotten's songs called When I'm Gone.
Oh, man.
Such a great song. And again, if you want to learn more about Elizabeth Cotten, simply Google her name, watch some YouTube videos. You'll love the humor that you see in her. You'll love the personality that she gets across to the audience and the songs. And just think about her writing those songs when she was so young.
Yeah.
You'll really, really enjoy it. And again, if you liked this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and send us some questions. If you have more questions after this episode, we will definitely share them with John. And we may even have him on one more time. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel and like us on Facebook. That way you get the notifications whenever we do go live for each one of these episodes. And again, they are every Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. And everybody, we hope you have a good night.
And if you really, really like what we do every Tuesday night at 7 p.m., feel free to donate.
Sure.
We are 1C3. We appreciate everything that we get. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Well, you have to support these folks. Support.
Yes. Thank you. And that way we can continue doing what we're doing here by honoring North Carolina's music legends such as Elizabeth Cotten. And here we are closing out tonight's episode with When I'm Gone by Elizabeth.
Oh, when I'm gone. Oh, when I'm gone to come no. Friend, I know you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. Oh, when I'm gone. Oh, when I'm gone to come no.